Hey there, Anna McKinlay here. Thank you so much for joining me. So in recent videos, I've talked a bit about the benefits of exercise and self-care, particularly in times when we're stressful or busy. Now, probably doesn't come as a lot of surprise to you that exercise is really beneficial. Most of us know that already, and many of us have actually tried, often repeatedly, different ways of incorporating exercise and good nutrition and other aspects of well-being into our daily lives. If you've tried, you probably know it's not as easy as it sounds, right? So what I'd like to share with you today is an approach that I've developed and used with clients that helps us to actually incorporate the key things that help us to enjoy more exercise and more of the things that we want in life as part of our daily routines. It's a simple process. It's a 5-step formula. I call it the 5-step formula for upgrading your life. And I'm going to share that with you today. It's designed as a formula to help you to achieve lasting positive change in your life. And it's really focused on upgrading our daily routines. Our daily routines, most of us don't think about them very much. They become so ingrained that they become almost automatic and we just do them without thinking. And often we've been repeating the same routines each day, day in, day out for a very long period of time. So kind of like upgrading the software on our computer. Doesn't it make sense from time to time to review our routines and go, is there a way that I can upgrade this to incorporate more of the things that will lead me to the life that I want? Whether that is more exercise, whether it's more time with the people that we love, whether it's something else, right? The place to start is our routines, because our routines are the structure really that we build our life around. I mean, think about it. Our routines, the things we do without thinking every day, from the moment we wake up to the moment we go back to sleep, the quality of our routines determine the quality of each day. Think about it, they do, right? What we do in the morning sets the tone for the day. What we do in the evening sets the tone for the next day. And then there's all of the routines we have in between. And when we think about it, life is no more than the sum of every day that we live. So the quality of each of our days adds up to the quality of our life. Would you agree? Right. So isn't it super important to actually ensure that our routines are taking us towards the quality of life that we want? That's where you can use this 5-step formula. And this really is one way of applying the slight edge principle that I talked about in a video earlier this week. Now, the challenge, of course, when we're talking about routines is our routines are very ingrained or even habitual. And so they can feel hard to change. Now, I'm not going to get into the science around habits and habit formation and all of that stuff here in any detail. What I'm sharing with you is consistent with that, but there is a whole science around that stuff. If you're interested in habits, how they form and how to change them, I've included a couple of good books on the topic in the description for this video, so I'd encourage you to have a read of those. But in the meantime, I want to just share with you the 5-step formula so that you can actually start applying that, particularly as we go through the last month, can you believe it, the last month of 2020, and as we look ahead to 2021. So I'm just going to share with you a little graphic. You're welcome to take a screenshot of this if you want to refer back to it for your own use. So this is a summary of the 5-step formula for change. And what a surprise, there's 5 steps to it. The first step is, if we want to be successful in making any change in our life, we've got to start with planning. We've got to plan. If we fail to plan, we plan to fail. The real magic of having a good plan in place is it means that each day when we come to doing whatever the thing is, whether it's going for a walk each day or spending 10 minutes with each of our children each day, or whatever it might be that you want to do, that you want to bring into your daily routine. Whatever that is, we want to make it as easy as possible to do it each day, which means we want to take the thinking piece out of it. And that's the beauty of planning. If we've got a great plan, we can just kick straight into doing it without having to think about it. And that means that we don't have the opportunity to talk ourselves out of it. Make sense to you? So planning, I've actually broken it down into what I call the 5 W's. This is how you can plan in a way that maximizes your opportunity for success. It starts with thinking about why. Why do I want to do this change? Why is it important? Why is it exciting? And that's thinking about, well, what are the benefits in the now, in the moment when I do this? What's the benefit? How does it feel good? How will I feel about it? What's the feeling of accomplishment or energy or happiness or whatever it is that I will take out of doing this in the moment? But also, what are the long-term benefits? Not just for me, but also for other people. What are the ripple effects I'll create with it? Because the more juicy, beautiful, good stuff we can put around the why, the reason for making this change, the more motivating it will be and the easier it will be for us to stay the course, right? The second piece of the planning, the second W, is when. It's getting really clear about when am I going to do this each day. It might be a particular time, or you might choose to hook the activity on another part of your routine. For example, if I want to incorporate a little bit of exercise, maybe some yoga or a walk into my morning routine, I might plan and say, when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is go to the bathroom, splash water on my face and brush my teeth, and then I will go for a walk, right? And because I'm hooking the new behavior onto something that is already an ingrained part of my routine, it makes it that much easier to do. The third piece of the plan, the third W, is where. Where will I be? If we take the walk example, what's the route I'm going to take? That way I don't need to think about it. I can just do it, right? If it's the yoga or something else that I'm doing inside, which room of the house am I going to be in? Makes it that much easier for us to get started. The fifth W is with whom? Who am I going to be with? Is this something I'm doing by myself, or am I going with doing it with someone else in my family or a friend or an exercise buddy or something like that? One part of that is, who am I going to call on to help me stay accountable, to help me make sure I actually follow through and do this? And the fifth W is what? And that's getting really, really clear on what is it that I'm going to do. The clearer we are about that, again, the less we have to think about it, so we can just get straight into action each day. And that is going to maximize our opportunity for success. So that's the planning, 5 W's: why, when, where, with whom, and what. So once we've planned it, really we want to keep things as simple as possible and get into action. We don't want to over plan it, just tick those 5 W's off. Doesn't take very long, so that you can get into action as quickly and easily as possible. Doing is the key. That's what builds our momentum, right? So we plan, we do, we make the commitment, and we do it. We start now, right? Because there is no better time. And that brings us to step 3. Really important, and something we often neglect, and that is rewarding ourselves for taking the action. Super, super important, and really important for motivation. By rewarding ourselves, we're much more likely to be motivated and inspired to do it again. And it can be as simple as just acknowledging ourselves, giving ourselves a pat on the back and saying, yes, I did it, because that makes us feel good. It gives us a sense of accomplishment. Step 4 is reviewing, and that's simply just taking even 30 seconds to think about what helped me to do this today. What are the things that I've learned? What are the little things that I did that helped me to accomplish it? What might be something that I've learned that I want to do differently tomorrow? If we review it, and particularly I recommend writing this down, because otherwise we tend to forget the really juicy stuff. Review, make some notes, and then what we can do is actually incorporate that into what we do tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And it's really going to accelerate your results. Step number 5 goes without saying, repeat. Do the behavior once. It's not really going to make a really big difference to your life, is it? But do it repeatedly. Is going to have a big effect. That's where we start to engage the slight edge effect, the compound effect. And in fact, this is how we build new habits. Small, easy to do baby steps, if we repeat them daily, is one of the fastest ways for us to build a new habit, especially when we incorporate the 5 elements I've shared with you here. So if there's any area of your life that you'd like to upgrade, here's a formula you can use. Pick something that is small, that's easy for you to do, to commit to doing each day. Plan, do, reward, review, repeat. Keep doing it. And you'll be amazed at at the results that you see, even over a month, 2 months, 3 months. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on what I've shared with you today. I'm just going to stop the share so I can sign off properly. Thank you for joining me. I hope that has served you, and scroll down now to share your insights or what you've taken away from this 5-step formula. Share that in the comments box below. And of course, if you know anyone else who you feel would benefit from this content, please feel welcome to share it with them too. Thanks so much for joining me. Have an awesome day. Bye for now.